The Federation of Light, programming is not you. Good morning. Your chat last week seemed to hit a chord with many. Thank you. It seems when we become out of sorts physically, on top of feeling tired and exhausted, we beat ourselves up quite a bit, and all self-love and nurturing goes out the window. Could you talk to us about keeping on top of all these energies, in order to keep the high vibe rolling? Again, thank you. Welcome to you, dear Blossom. Welcome to each and every soul who finds themselves struggling to keep afloat during these times. This indeed, Blossom, shall be a beneficial topic, for there is much more to come. Let us consider that you are not only dealing with the higher, good, loving energies that are now coming in, yet also having to contend with the last remaining energies of the darkness that will keep on fighting until they can fight no more. One must ultimately take into consideration programming. We wonder if one fully understands what this involves. Programming is not you. We ask that you comprehend that in its entirety. Programming is not you, and you are intensely programmed. To put it simply, it is not only the intensity of how much this has become you, for you think this is who you are, it is how much it engulfs you in every way you turn. Programming goes much deeper than many of you are aware. Yes, it is in your music, your TV shows, your movies, your marketing, it is in everything. This, many of you, get. Yet, that which you find yourselves thinking, sometimes, does not come from you. It literally is in the air, for want of a better way of putting it. There is a consciousness of love, that is truth. It is the essence of who you are. There is also a consciousness of the opposite. We use the word consciousness, as it describes it well, and yet is totally different from the truth essence of love. This darker, debilitating mind control is sent out directly into your beings. You feel as if your thoughts are yours, and yet they are not. When these thoughts feel not of light love, it sets off a spiraling pattern to bring one into a lower frequency, and if one is unaware, it can cause all sorts of havoc to the self. Take a look at your world and how people behave towards one another. This is not who you are. This is programming designed by the darker forces. Keeping you in the lower frequency enables them to remain in control over you, and yet, at the same time, there has to be a light spark remaining within you, as part of their food. Can you explain that a little more? The darkness needs you to have light, to some degree. Light is necessary for a human to be. It is what makes one tick, so to speak. So, it is necessary for you to have a certain amount of life, in order for the darkness to do what they do to you. Yet, it seems that many have no light, at all. That, Blossom, may seem the case regarding souls who have literally made a pact with the darkness for their own personal gain. Yet, we say to you, life is light. Life itself comes from light. Therefore, it is not possible for light to not exist within each and every soul. I find that very surprising. Yet, it is so. Each soul that has fallen to the darkness has a chance to be redeemed. Would that not be the godly thing to do? This could become extensively complicated. A soul cannot die. Therefore, those who have fallen, when passing on, would remain in a state that suits their soul. How long they choose to remain there is up to them. Every soul can be forgiven. Yet, this does not mean they get away with how they have behaved. For we say to you, and it is law, that which you do unto another, you do unto yourselves. That speaks for itself, does it not? That which you put upon another you will feel for yourself. That is torturous enough for the average soul, who has done very little to harm another, for the depth of regret runs deep. Imagine then for those who have continually, deliberately harmed others beyond the thought capacity of many. No, dearest friends, they do not, and will not get away with anything. Yet, and please think on this, it is your love that can bring them home. Yet, believe us when we say it is a long, long journey of repentance and forgiveness of self. A road not one would choose, if they knew the consequences. Yet, greed, lust, fame, etc., and self-wanting took over reasoning. So, we return to the programming subject. It has much power until one becomes aware of it and understands how to push through it, and rise above it. We have to begin by saying that the mantra, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am, is an extremely powerful way to override this programming. The trick is to be aware of how your thoughts are not you. Any thoughts that are not of love, wake up to recognize and repeat the mantra a few times. You do not need to say it all day long, yet you would be surprised how often negative thoughts creep in, because they are being sent to you 24/7. Treat yourself as you would treat another. How often do you tell yourself you love you? How often, Blossom? Not much. Yet, how often do you tell family members and friends? All the time. We could rest our case yet, let us continue. If you could only see who you truly are. If you were to strip away for 5 seconds the human physicality, and see and feel the wondrous light that is you, you would never be able to forget it. For you would be one of the most beautiful things you had ever encountered. You, yes, you, each and every one. That alone would fill you with such strength, for within that visual you would also recognize your power. Nothing would be able to knock that out of you. For once you know you know. How can we do that? How can we see ourselves like that? That would be so helpful to know. By trusting this is truth. By trusting this is who you are. Some have stronger imaginations than others, yet there is not one who is unable to feel this as truth. As your beings move into the higher vibration, which they are doing at a rapid pace now, hence the physical symptoms many are experiencing, you shall be capable of actually seeing your true self without the human form. When this happens, you change. We ask that you ask for this in meditation. Yet, do not be despondent if you are not quite ready. For understand too, that one has to be of a certain resonance and vibration in order to achieve this. It comes from higher levels, and one needs to be of a certain frequency for this to be achieved in the first place. Practice feeling the love breath into the love. Know you are the love. Love yourself as you would your child. Forgive yourself for all that you think you have done wrong. For it was not you in charge of these deeds. When you know this, it is easy to forgive the self and allow love to replace any thoughts of regret. You have been living in a world that is not what you think it is. You have been bombarded with poisons to make you less than you are. You have been bombarded with thoughts that make you feel bad. You are children of the light. How can you be bad? Recognize your truth. Know you are of light, and anything and everything that feels otherwise within you, laugh at it and say, oh no, you don't. Truly, dearest souls, step into your power by loving yourself. If you could see yourselves as we see you, as you truly are, what you truly are, you could not do otherwise. The power of light love is within you. Know it. Be it. For you are of it. Nothing can override it, not when you know how to play the game. We have told you many times how to play. Fill your beings with joy and laughter and kindness for self and others. The opposing team crumbles at the very thought of you understanding that this is how the game works. Therefore, let not the indoctrination overtake you. It is a game, and we have told you many times before, you have won. The light has won. Feel it. Know it. It is truth. The best is yet to come. When you know this, you will not / cannot become afraid of the upheaval that lies ahead. We have spoken of this, and this has not changed. Yet, we rely on your understanding of the game no matter what to keep you uplifted throughout. Keeping in mind, also, there are many that are oblivious to all that is taking place, and they will need you to be there for them to help them understand how this all works, and where it is all heading, into a brighter, lighter, beautiful world and a way of life that will feel so new and worth a living. Well, thanks guys. Very helpful. In gratitude. In loving service. I am. Your words are celestial seeds in the winds of change. The biggest part of being human is feeling and emotion. All the senses wrap around each other in a perfect layered DNA spiral. Feeling is what makes us human and vulnerable, and yet at the same time wholesome and holy. We as humans try to run and escape feelings and emotions, for they make us seem weak and without control. Just like Wile E. Coyote medicine, they turn around and bit us in the butt. We as a species should have figured it all out by now. Unfortunately, we cannot escape emotions and feelings no matter how hard we try, or in whatever way we try to block them. Like a shadow at high noon, they are always in our face, and under our skin, pushing and prodding, making us ill-tempered. Life has become more and more demanding, like a 3-year-old. We create the future of Earth with every word we speak. Our words are alive, and always self-fulfilling. Sometimes it's better to say nothing than to say anything, as the universe is always eavesdropping anyway. Negative words can often cancel out the best laid plans of the universe. Your words are celestial seeds, like pollen, flowing through the worlds looking for a place to land. You cancel out the universe's best laid plans by your own destructive words and musings. Death and life are in the power of your words, which are going to give you exactly what you decree. You are cursing or blessing your life with every thought and word. You can use your powerful words to jinx your life, or you can use your words to bless your life. Speak words of faith, declare God's favor in your life and in your heart. Change the atmosphere everywhere you go. Call in good, call in light, call in love, and call in healing. Don't talk about difficulties, talk about solutions. We are not reporters in our life, we are forecasters. Call to the invisible as if it were discernible. Call with faith-filled words. Change your world by changing your lyrics. In and out of time there are countless futures which exist. Our own behavior determines which universe we enter. Prophecy is seeing the future in our present actions. Message from the angels: empathy can be fun. My dear friends, we love you so very much. So much upon your earth competes for your attention. If you could see the energetic airwaves, you would see signals everywhere, both tangible 3D waves from your television and radio broadcasts, as well as the emanations from every physical object, and every being in created reality. The planets emanate vibrations. The sun emanates vibrations. The plants, animals, and rocks emanate vibrations, and each of you emanates vibrations. You live in a frequency soup, dear friends, and if you were to try to tune into it all, you would not be able to handle the noise. It would be as if you were surrounded by musical instruments of all different types, playing all different sounds at once. If you were in such a situation, you could easily go mad trying to listen to it all, trying to cater to every sound vibration that wanted your attention. Instead, you would quickly learn to become selective. You might place your attention on one instrument, or one group playing one song. You might tune it all out completely. You might start to add your own internal melody to something you hear. Quickly enough, you would learn that you need not empath with every instrument and melody, but rather you could choose what you wish to tune into, and therefore experience, in this cacophony of sound. This is a wonderful metaphor for how you can handle being such sensitive, open, and empathic souls that you all are. Many of you feel everything. You feel the love and the hatred. You feel the waves of the world's shifts in consciousness. You feel your boss's frustrations, your lover's fatigue, and your child's sense of mischief. You feel the peace of nature, the joy of the birds, and the calm that follows a storm. You feel the dog staring at dinner on the table, and, as you watch someone cross the street, you feel their emotional state. You can feel the emotions of a singer as you listen to their song, and the heart of the artist as you look at the painting. You feel the news stations vying for attention, and the people in the store talking loudly and pulling at you to please notice and validate their discussions. Many of you are not even aware of the vast number of things you feel throughout your days. Most of you are aware of how your mood or feelings can shift and change, sometimes without apparent reason. You are all on this list, highly empathic, and you feel beautifully and deeply. Once you learn to have more selective focus at the energetic level, your empathy can be a gift and a blessing. If you don't know how to tune your energy and focus consciously, however, you can easily feel overwhelmed by the world's offerings. Try something for a moment. Look at the room or space around you. Now shut your eyes and feel. See if you can notice what or who is calling for your attention. It may be something beautiful or out of place in the room. It may not be something you see, but rather something you feel, like the email inbox that is full, or the dishes to be done. It may be someone popping into your head, wanting you to call them, or a social media app calling for you to come, sit, and scroll for a while. As you begin to notice who or what calls for attention, pay attention to how you feel. As you sense a friend that wants you to call, imagine that you can pull your energy into a beautiful column of light from head to toe along your spine. Get centered in your own energy, and ask yourself, what do I want to do? As you feel the urge to jump on social media, breathe. Get centered in your own energy once again, and ask yourself, do I want to be on social media? If so, how long would I like to enjoy it? As you feel someone at work wanting you to join them in their complaints and pain, silently breathe. Imagine pulling your energy into your center yourself, and ask, would I rather focus on emanating love or focus on their pain? You get to choose, dear friends, where you place your focus, no matter how diligently or insistently someone or something wants your attention. You can't truly pick up another person's energy in the sense of picking up their trash, but you can pick up the energy, as a radio would pick up a station or tune into it. The good news is that feeling better is simply a matter of picking up or focusing on something that feels better. So when you are around someone yelling who really wants attention, or when you see someone on TV who wants you to agree, remind yourself, I get to choose what I focus on. And then challenge yourself to find something that feels better. Challenge yourself not to accept the tugs and pulls of the world, but to pull your energy into your center and decide what you want to feel, what you want to focus on, and, therefore, what you will pick up. Dear ones, our love is constant. You can focus on that. You can focus on how you are loved by the divine. You can focus on your dog, your cat, or the bird singing sweetly outside the window. You can focus on your favorite food. You can focus on emanating light, as if you are radiating it towards those who are upset and want your attention. Give them your attention if you must, but don't pay attention to their misbehavior. Instead, pay attention to the fact that these little children in adult bodies are screaming for love, and you can emanate love. You can feel no pain as you radiate light. You will elevate yourself, and if they are willing, you will help them raise themselves into a kinder space too. At the very least, you will be picking up love rather than picking up pain. You don't take on energies, dear friends. You tune in. Your brains and bodies are the most sophisticated antennae in the universe. Only you get to choose the channel via your focus and decide which frequencies, in this cacophony of energy, you will focus upon. It is in learning to manage your focus that you learn to manage your life experience. Even the most empathic among you can learn to empath with the good vibrations rather than the random vibrations you find yourself picking up unintentionally. You can do this, dear ones. Try it. Next time you are feeling something, or someone unpleasant, think of the taste of your favorite chocolate, the fragrance of your favorite essential oil, the smile of your beloved pet, spouse, or child, the feel of cool grass under your feet, or anything that feels better, and in that instant, as you pick up on the signals of something kinder, you will stop picking up the negative vibrations. You can learn this. You can practice. And then, you dear, sweet, sensitive, kind, and caring empathic souls, you can be in the world and enjoy your reality no matter what vibrations are around you. You can be with people in upset and fear and share your peace. You can be around complainers while ignoring the negativity and emanating love for your own sake. You can be the sensitive souls that you are and enjoy the journey, no longer feeling at the mercy of the external world. No longer having to avoid situations that you want to enjoy, and no longer being dragged down by energies you'd rather not focus on, and rather not feel. you can become a tuner extraordinaire, picking up the world's high vibes and luxuriating most often in the frequencies of love. God bless you. We love you so very much. The angels love me, love them. There is not one single soul on this planet alive today who does not in the depths of his or her heart and soul wish to be loved for who and what they in truth are. Yet if we are honest, we have great difficulty loving ourselves for who and what we are, into the deepest shadows and the highest light. For we both. They balance each other out, and balance point brings equilibrium. We all grew up in society and families. We were more or less forced to conform to outside notions of who and what we were supposed to be, or to be molded into. Add to this, then the educational systems, etc. The list goes on and on. Whether in the workplace, where so often we became just another number, or when we dared to question the status quo, we found ourselves pushed to the side, and often ostracized, because we dared to be different. I have heard so many telling me there must be something dreadfully wrong with me. In truth, there is nothing dreadfully wrong with anyone. Deep down you know this. And how many of us, in childhood, in our very innocence then, got told we have overactive imaginations, or what we saw, or tried to exist was fantasizing, and did not exist, and were just fairy tales? And when we dared to just stand up for ourselves, we knew that we would pay for the consequences. Many of us, however, chose to break free, and still do. What it did was make a lot of souls fall asleep, and then kind of went into a trance state, where they became what others wanted them to become and did as they were told. Always looking for the outside authorities to run their lives, instead of taking their own power back, and choosing to live the truth of what they are in truth. Yet, all of this is now changing. We are all going to, and already have been, cleaved open to the core, and this is when the shadow emerges, and all the false programming, the false belief system we were indoctrinated with, and if we never questioned anything, I have always questioned everything naturally, it will come, as a huge shock, to suddenly have the truth exposed collectively, and to find that those in whom so many put their faith, and even put on pedestals indeed pretended to be what they are not. This includes family skeletons coming to the fore, and ancestral programming. Educational systems are false, and so much more. In truth, the greatest of all universities, in which you obtain your PhD, or doctorate, is life itself. I have often come across the greatest wisdom from uneducated people who were illiterate, as many people in South Africa still are, and who brought those aha moments which I will never forget. Yet, some of those with so many degrees often said things that made me wonder aloud. The fact is that every soul is perfect, whole and complete, for the divine source does not create debts, nor imperfections. Those shadow sides of yourself are necessary in the cosmic school of souls, so that you can grow in wisdom, insight, and love, just as much as the light side does. It is the wounded healer who is the most powerful healer, and not the one who has never been ill. It brings compassion, it brings empathy, it brings with it the frailty of the ego, versus the higher soul self, infinitely connected to the divine within. When you finally love yourself just as you are, shadow and light, only then can you genuinely love another, shadow and light, just as they are, without wanting to change anything about them. And is it not that we so often remember a soul with smile and with love, not because of their perfections, but rather their quirkiness, their stubbornness, the strange habits, and more than this, the way they so often made us laugh and see the lighter side of life when we could not see foreseeing. I had a little boy once in my story hour session in the library, who, when we sang Christmas carols at Christmas time, used to with jingle bells which he loved, always sang, and from the heart and soul, and a one sleigh open horse. I tried to correct him at one stage, but then simply let him be, as his angelic face, when he sang, meant more to the soul than me bursting his bubble. I always thanked him for singing so beautifully, and then his face lit up even more. He often went out the library, singing his own version of Jingle Bells even when he was a bit off key. Can we make today, and the rest of the day, love me, love them, day? Can you take yourself in the arms today, and give yourself a hug, and just say, I love you just the way you are? And mean every word. And then, can you do the same to others? Thank you for being you. I love you. Imagine if we all start doing this, how quickly we would ascend into the new golden age as we become the love changing the world. Yes, as we ascend into the new earth and the new golden age, we will finally feel and see with the eyes of love, unconditional love for self and others, realizing this truth: you are just another me. Thank you for all that you are, just as you are. Source: arrayofflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.